Other members of the public? Ms. Gay Alcott, would you like to
Could I
come right up here? Absolutely.
I'll make sure everybody can see. I'm assuming that you gentlemen have a copy of the letter from Mr. Reuter.
Yes.
You gave it to them? Okay. And there's extra copies. I'll put them here, so if any member of the public would like them, that's fine. Mr. Reuter is the owner of the property at 115 Water Street in Elizabethtown, and he could not be here tonight, and he has asked me to read this letter that was faxed to Mr. Merrihew. Dear Noel, as we have discussed numerous times since I purchased 115 Water Street in 2006, there are a significant number of items located on the adjacent property. And he has in parentheses, DeFay property. That should be immediately be removed. We have also had many discussions regarding rabid raccoons living in the abandoned trailer, most recently last year, when they charged after a pregnant tenant of mine, Justine Crandall Otis, during broad daylight. Last month we spoke again regarding the matter. Yesterday it has come to my attention through my neighbor Gay Alcott, concerned that a neighborhood cat was killed during the day by the raccoons. The raccoon family has now apparently spilled over into my rear shed as the problem has continued unabated. I remain very concerned for the safety of people living around this property. I feel that there's been ample time since 2006 for the town to remedy this matter. I am left with no choice but to send this letter and ask that it be read into the minutes by Mrs. Alcott at tonight's council meeting, as well as have it passed along to every council member. I would ask that the council members stop over to see the area for themselves. I cannot attend tonight's meeting, but I do plan to attend future council meetings. As per town ordinance, I am asking for the immediate removal of the old trailer, the sewer truck, all vehicles, garbage, and debris from the adjoining property. Due to the safety concern, I ask for immediate removal of all raccoons from the area, including the spillover in my rear shed. Please consider this letter a formal complaint. Please let me know if I must complete a form in order to formally file with the town. Thanks again for your consideration. Bill Reuter, owner of 115 Water Street. That is Mr. Reuter's letter. And being as I am a dutiful, nosy neighbor, I have taken several pictures. I'll give them to Mr. Merrihew, and he can pass them around to the people, so that I know it's against the law to trespass, and I wouldn't want anybody else to get arrested but myself. So there's all the information that you need. On this property, there are 7 vehicles. There's a boat, 2 running lawnmowers, 2 outhouses, an old swing set, and 2 grocery carts, besides this lovely trailer that is in the back. I would formally give this to Noel. I called for the code complaint form, and my complaint is that there's a family of raccoons, possibly rabid, living in an old trailer on the property. The trailer is dangerous and unsightly, and I run a New York State licensed daycare for children, and I'm very concerned for their safety. Their play area is approximately 150 feet from this trailer, and last week I did observe a fight between a neighborhood cat and these raccoons, and my concern is that they're out in the daytime. They possibly might be rabid. I know Mr. Reuter spoke to Mr. Merrihew, and there was some talk of Mr. Dusso going down and shooting them. I do not want that to happen. It's too close to my daycare, and it's in the village limits. There should be some way they can be trapped humanely and disposed of. But I just want to serve the town with some sort of notice that this is an accident waiting to happen. And if they're very close to my property. And right now there's no one living in 115, but the Mitchells have shown the property, and people moving in there, first thing they see in their backyard is this trailer. And if there's children, there's another possible danger. I have 8 children registered all summer long. Please consider, if nothing else, their safety and mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which house is 115?
There's no home there. It's the one with the sewer truck parked out front of the yard that has been there for 5 years for sale. We'd also like to be removed.
For representation, it's represented by Mr. Reuter that you believed a cat was killed. then over here, you mentioned that there was certainly a fight and some screaming. Was there a cat kill?
Well, if you want to know if there was a body, no, I could not find a
Okay,
body.
that's all. I was just trying
But
to-
I'm also not going to go in that trailer because that
Oh, no,
trailer
no, I was
is
just
very dangerous.
wondering if there was a verification if there was a cat kill.
No, but if you want to go with me, I'll go in there.
But no, the necessary actions will be taken. This will be forwarded to the code enforcement individual, and that's the necessary process that he will take.
Okay, but I mean, I understand the problem with removal of everything, but the raccoons need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Inhumanely, not
Yeah.
someone going down
Did
and,
you indicate that the animal control officer has been
I was going to make a statement for the dog control officer. If you
okay,
go ahead,
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, as many people are aware, Mr. Bernard Dusso is contracted with the town of Elizabethtown as a dog control officer. He does work privately for many other people here in the town of Elizabethtown to eradicate other bestialities, so to speak. That would include skunks, raccoons, other animals that seem to be a problem to whatever private citizens, not only within town, outside the zoning limits also. Legally, the town is not responsible or involved with the eradication of raccoons or skunks, any other animal besides dogs, not cats. But I talked to Mr. Dusso today, and he felt comfortable that I relay that information to other people who may have an issue and would like nuisance animals eradicated from their property. His number is listed in our website. You can contact him, but again, that's not as a contractual person for the town of Elizabethtown. He does do this on a regular basis, but not for the town of Elizabethtown. So Mr. Reuter, or Ms. Alcott, if you wanted skunks, I would steer you in that direction first. The other zoning issues certainly are our issues, and we will move forward with that.
So it's up to me,
consideration.
it's up to me to call Mr. Dusso and Mr. Reuter to call Mr. Dusso to ask him to come and look at this property?
If the raccoons that are bothering his property, that would be the plan of action that I would suggest, that other citizens throughout Elizabethtown have utilized in the past successfully for that. Okay. Other members of the public?
Just a question.
Mr. Rick Alcott. Yep. Just for identification.
If there is concern that there is nobody in this room or sitting at that table that can tell me if an animal is rabid, but because we just aren't do that. But if there's concern or suspicion that an animal is rabid, doesn't that fall under the safety of the citizen?
I would,
town?
I would steer people who have called me in the past, not only to public health, but the DEC.
So the
Department
DEC
of
would probably
Environmental
be the safer
Conservation.
person to do this, because obviously what you're suggesting is that this private citizen has to pay to have this done.
All I'm representing
correct?
on
He would
behalf
charge-
of the town is the
Am
town
I
has
correct that-
no legal.
Am I correct that
Options
Dusso
to
would
do that.
charge you for that? That's not under his dog control
I'm
job
trying to be
description.
very clear in that. Yes, he is contracted with the
So in
town
other
of
words,
Elizabethtown legally.
The first call should be the DEC with suspected rabid animals.
Yes, or public health would be the other, and they're a great
Because
agency.
a rabbit, that isn't just a
They look at
nuisance.
it.
If you suspect something's rabid, that's a safety issue.
Yes.
Chance of rabbit cat around.
Excuse me, okay.
I'm just,
So,
just a
no, I'm
question.
just trying to give the best information I can.
Yes, but I would say,
We refer
then,
people.
but DEC is another option.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Especially if, there was the consideration of an animal
Well,
on
I'm
your
just,
property.
I mean, a skunk coming across your lawn, I'm not gonna call somebody to go get it.
Yeah.
But if I'm concerned that an animal is rabid, I'm not, number one, I'm gonna call the appropriate person, which should be the DEC.
Yes.
Or public health.
Yeah, but again, on the concern of rabidity or a rabid animal, I think Department of Health, we would notify the Department of Health. If, it isn't done. We have
So
done
we're
that in
concerned
past.
that
So you're-
these raccoons are rabid because they're out and they're killing things during the day. So you're saying, you just said that you would notify the public health. So does that mean the town's gonna notify the public health because we
No,
brought this
contact
concern?
Only if
Moisten.
requested. I was giving you a plan of action.
Okay,
First,
then I
you can
request,
call-
then can I request that you notify public health that we think there's rabid animals down?
We are here to help, yes.
Is that a yes? That you would contact them?
What would you like me to say?
I'd like you
I
to
said
say
we're
yes,
here to
that
help
we can
you.
contact them. If,
I will.
I'm just asking, no.
Excuse me just a moment.
No.
Did you just say that, Mr. Martin?
Did I say what?
I'm just trying to find out. I just heard somebody say,
I didn't say anything.
okay,
I just left over.
Was that
Might have
now?
been me.
okay. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to keep order here.
I just,
This is our.
no, I just
trying
want to
give
ask, no,
information.
do we need to make a public, or do I need to make a public request that you contact Department of Health?
Does
If
it like need
that-
to be in writing?
Do I need to
You
do it,
can do
because
that.
I will, I mean, I don't have an issue with that, if that's what you guys need to do that. I mean, I expect you will do what you're asked to do, but do I need to do that formally?
I can, no.
Okay.
If you want me to do that,
I
I
would
can
like you to
call
do
public
that,
health.
because I'm
and What I will
concerned-
do is have public health call you.
That'd be great, I don't have an issue with that at all. I'm just concerned, because number one, it's not so much the daycare kids, my granddaughters are there too, and I don't want them,
Sure.
you know, cooning around where they could get bit.
But I want, I'm not trying to be, I don't know,
I'd rather be safe
defensive.
than
I'm just trying
sorry.
to let everyone know the
I would
information.
rather be safe than
Public
sorry.
health is here to help you.
Yes,
I don't want you to feel that you shouldn't call or for some way
I don't,
feel
I just,
uncomfortable calling
I'm
public
here
health.
because we don't know the steps to take,
Okay.
okay?
We're trying to
And
do
I'm
this right.
asking,
So I will call public health
Thank
in the
you.
morning and ask them to give you a
Thank you.
call.
That'd be-
And then we'll
that'd be great.
determine the best way to eradicate.
I don't have an
this
issue with that at all, that's a
Okay.
wonderful solution, thank you.
Good, thank you. Mr. Martin, yes.
As supervisor, why don't you, this is a public safety issue, why don't you take charge of the matter? Why should Ms. Alcott have to do it? She's filing a complaint with you, why don't you take charge and take care of this for her?
I
She's
just-
distraught.
We just had a communication. She or he requested that I personally contact public health. I have no
Well,
problem
do whatever
doing
you gotta
that.
do. Public
and I
health,
shall.
DEC, you as supervisor should be responsible. She's making a public safety complaint. Yeah, it's the same way when the road closure. You close the road and you don't notify the people beyond them. It's your responsibility. You're in charge of the town here, supposed to be.
That's correct.
I mean,
And I think I hope, relayed to everybody, and I think people are comfortable with the idea that yes, I as supervisor will call public health.
you know, when
And we will move forward with the best remediation of
when
this
you
issue.
got a hazard, I mean, you're the one that people want to come to, and you should just take over. It's unbelievable.
And I shall. Mr. Alcott.
And now the other issue of the stuff, I know I used to be on the zoning board, so I know that there is issues with the junk cars and stuff back there.
Yep.
The code enforcement officer, will he contact us, or is he going to just go do that on his own? I know he's only here a couple days a week or whatever.
Yes. We'll get to zoning, but we are trying to formulate a plan of action so that we will address all properties within the zoning area at the same time. So that everyone, we hope, will get an educational mailing saying that these are the rules, these are what we feel are the compliances that are not being followed at this time. Then there will be a follow-up with his help. Yes, the code enforcement officer, myself.
So he'll act on the
And I will be
complaint of
doing
the,
that.
so he will act on the complaint of these
That's
cars?
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And no, I do appreciate that because that is the proper sequence of events, is a written complaint form that allows us
Well, and I
to move
didn't-
forward and do that, so that all worked out.
In my
well.
formal complaint, I didn't write anything about all the vehicles and the outhouses
Right.
and all these
Not
things that are
necessary.
back
We'll
there.
be able to take care
It
of
was mainly the trailer just because of the raccoons.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.